everyone, welcome to my channel Life and Literature. My name's Emily and today I'm going to be doing a spoiler review of the last and final book, well technically, in the series A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J Maas. If this is something you'd be interested in, then please keep on watching. On the darkest night the stars still shine, Feyre's first winter solstice as High Lady is drawing near. With it will come a hard-earned rest from the work that she and Rhysand and their friends have done to rebuild the Night Court and the vastly changed world beyond. Yet the festive atmosphere can't keep shadows from looming. Even as her own heart heals, she finds that those dearest to her have wounds that goes deeper than she knows, and the scars of the past will touch her court in times to come. So I say this is a fourth book because in my opinion it kind of is that little bit of a semi-full stop on Rhysand and Feyre's story, which I am a bit sad about. I haven't read the continuation, but I'm just going to specifically be talking about this because A Court of Frost and Starlight was quite a surprise to me. I felt like after I read the third book it kind of finished where I thought most series would finish. But it was really nice to kind of see this kind of small little moments of actually what happens after the fact of you've led up to this big great war, but there's so many people and effects that can have on the people who were in it, the people that had family in it, people that were near and dear to these situations, and how they kind of move on from that. It really showed the effects that war can have, and I feel like people aren't always aware of that in this day and age because us of a younger generation haven't fully experienced that from our own perspective of family members not coming home, of not knowing where they are, and then when the war is over waiting to see what's going to happen. A lot of people lost family, friends, houses, stability, and just safety. Everyone just didn't know what was going to happen, and this whole book is about the aftermath of that, not just for the main characters and how they're trying to navigate. I think Feyre had a very hard time through the last couple of books, and I think it's really understandable that she would feel, now that she has this level of some kind of power, understanding, and massively that she has some influence on it all, she feels like there's more that she can give and do, which I think is just testament to her character. And then you also see Rhysand and how he's gone fully into kind of High Lord mode of trying to bring everyone, all the courts together and make sure that this kind of union through trying to get through this war will continue past, which you are very hopeful, because otherwise I think more people will come through the woodwork that want to go beyond the wall and put humans' lives at danger. And he is kind of in his element of bringing these people together, and he's being very vulnerable in that. He's kind of lost any premonition of this kind of dark lord that he is, this kind of evil kindred spirit that's gonna wreak havoc everywhere. Instead he's just kind of letting people know who he is. He's very happy with Feyre. They're in a very good place in their relationship. I mean, there were a couple of scenes though, I have to be honest, that it's almost like Sarah J Maas knew people were expecting some more steaminess, but not in maybe the regard that she ended up giving it. I think hearing how they had sex in the sky and almost crashed into people's roof, but he wasn't really that concerned about that because he needed her so much in that moment, is somewhat like hot and intimate. But at the same time you've got Feyre and Rhysand both worried about rebuilding their whole city and making it safe and comfortable again and making people feel like it's their home. So it's just kind of feels a bit forced in there, doesn't feel like it was very much needed. I feel like that is, I think maybe it could have been described in a different way. I think it's trying to understand that they're very busy people now, so they can't even have these very dedicated moments to each other. But then on the other hand, it's just, I don't know, it feels like it's a lot of kind of subplots that, again, it feels like then it's building so many different things, but you know the story's going to end with them characters. So I think it wasn't too fair when them characters are sat with you for so long to learn that you're not really going to see the full progression of what they're doing. I think obviously you see Lucian, who his mate is Elaine, and clearly Elaine is not receptive to it at the moment. And that was kind of uncomfortable to read, their kind of interactions. For some reason Farah is still very much like not totally okay with just Lucian in general, and that's quite a shame because I feel like they built really good friendship through the first book, and I think she was very hurt and upset with him and his involvement with Tamlin, but he walked away from Tamlin, someone that he'd known for a very long time, kept him safe, secure, and I think it was really sad to kind of see Lucian so like disassociated with everyone. I feel like he's such a good character that it would have been nice to kind of see him have some kind of path. It feels like he's got so much more to go and do and grow, and it's kind of sad not seeing that element, seeing as it was built so much in the background for so long, especially because she ran away with him in like the second or third book or whatever. I can't even remember now because there's so many back and forth of where Farah's been. It was also really sad in my opinion. I know everyone doesn't like Tamlin. I know he's a controversial character and everyone is Rhysand all the way. I completely get that. I am Rhysand. I am Team Rhysand as well. However, you have to admit, reading Tamlin in such a dark place is just, it's so hard because on one hand you do feel like he does deserve it for the things he done, but at the same time I'm still of the opinion that Farah should have just been honest. When she fully left there to go be at the Night Court before the war, I still feel like she should have put it point blank to him, like, you know, he has like this animalistic ability. He clearly has really serious anger issues, so putting on a note saying I'm not coming back and that's basically it, I think of course he's not going to fully believe that. You went through all that under the mountain for him. He's really just going to believe that one day because he just doesn't see it. I think that's his own arrogance and ignorance to the situation. Lucian saw it and didn't do anything and kind of let her wilter away, so of course she's going to have that kind of anger towards both of them. But then to hear how dark and twisted Tamlin has just gone into himself, and I feel like it's going to be one of them kind of situations, they're going to need him eventually, and they really kind of quite badly burnt the bridge there. And I feel like it's such a waste. We spent so much time with Tamlin in that first book and the second book, and I think it's such a waste of learning all this, building this character up to be this huge heartthrob for her, and then they just made him awful, and then you're kind of just left with him in the background of like, oh yeah, here's Tamlin again, he's not okay, but we don't care. It's just a bit, I don't know, I feel like maybe they'll set it up that one day Tamlin will have his redemption, but it kind of got me a little bit because I thought, oh, we spent so much time in that first book that it just kind of felt a bit wasted if there wasn't more of a progression of why or how or what he's doing, especially because Lucian's just left him as well. So I think he kind of made his bed, he's obviously got a lie in it, but I think then you should have just left it as it is. He didn't need to be brought into this one to kind of say how bad he's doing, unless it was for some kind of reason or redemption or forgiveness, anything. So I think what you want with that. Everyone's going to be different. Everyone pretty much from what I've read hates Tamlin. And I do, but at the same time, I think as a curiosity reader, I just feel like there's so much more that could be done with his character, and I think either don't bring him in anymore at all, or bring him in for a reason, not just to visit him and just basically tell the reader how shit he's doing. I think it was just a bit of a wasted breath. So I'd be interested what people thought when they saw him crop back up in this book. But I thought there were some really sweet moments, some really lovely moments of this kind of group, this mismatched family, and I think after all the drama, a book like this was needed, and you're finding out about Feyre's purpose now, what she wants to do, and just everyone else. I think it was a really nice finish to what feels like such a long series. I mean, these are some hefty books. I mean, it is a lot of reading time. I think I done this in overall about a week because I couldn't put it down. I wouldn't recommend that because my brain got really severely fried afterwards, and then I felt quite empty from the characters and the story just finishing. But I definitely think it is worth a read. I mean, if you've got this far and you're thinking about reading the last one, I think just do it. It's a lot smaller. There's a lot of lighter moments. There's moments you will just think, I just don't understand the point. But I think it's a good final point and end to the official kind of Rhysand and Feyre's story. I think they're happy, content, and I think she's exactly where she needs to be. And she's just going to do so much good. I hope. I hope she'll somewhat be in the background doing good. But I think this is a really good series. I know not everyone will agree. I know everyone has different qualms with different things, but I think overall it was a really lovely, interesting story. I haven't read many stories about fairies and fays and that kind of element, so maybe that's why, because it's my first introductory into that. So I'd like to see what you recommend, if you think anything like this series is similar, or there's things like from this series you then enjoyed going into another, then please comment down below. I love suggestions, and I hope you enjoyed my video. Do like the button down below if you did, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.